kickoff. Going to be Ron Brown at about the 8.
And not have a level drop on the defense.
Everett to Miller. Outside the 40 to about the 43. Stopped by Darrell Pollard. 6-yard gain.
I think when you're down 27-3, it's time for that no-huddle offense. Get into your 2 minutes with 14 minutes to go.
Screen pass to Buford McGee. He will not get the first down. The first man there was Matt Millen. 3rd and 2. Everett to Holohan. You have to have good hands, as Holohan does, to make that catch.
You know, the interesting thing, when Joe Montana was the starting quarterback at Notre Dame, the 11th string quarterback was Pete Holohan.
Everett, no place to go. Buford McGee was the intended receiver. Kevin Fagan put the pressure finally on Everett.
I'll tell you, they knocked that confidence right out of Everett today, didn't they? He started off the game, and of course, you know, it's a lot to do with their defense. They just didn't get anyone open. I mean, he's been getting rushed, he's been getting knocked down, and that time he had good pass protections, and the coverage was too good.
One of the big plays early was when Clipper Anderson was open on that big reverse, and Ronnie Lott came out of nowhere to knock it down.
I think after that, the Rams started downhill and haven't stopped.
Everett for Anderson.
Sign a waiver when he first signed with the 49ers against that write-off.
He has quite a story. Everett. Batted down. Daniel Stubbs got the hand on it. And the crowd stands for the defense. Hatcher back to punt it. John Taylor back deep at the 15-yard line for the 49ers. Almost blocked. Fair catch at about the 18 where the 49ers will take over. 13 minutes, 13 seconds left to play, and the 49ers up 27-3. Rathman gets the carry over the left side. Doesn't get much. Perhaps a yard. Sean Miller made the stop.
That defense has gotten pushed around there today by this 49er offense and this 49er offensive line. This isn't one of the plays. That is good Ram defense there. But the 49er offense in the first 3 quarters have beaten the Ram defense about every way you can.
Brings up 2nd and 9. Montana is going to throw it. He does to Rathman. Control of things. 27-3. To right. Dragged down by James Washington. A lot of yelling going on. Montana looked left, throws to right. Yes, sir. Ruled a catch.
Quarterbacks that could ever do that. I don't care where you go back. Joe Montana went back, looked to the left. He was going to throw to the left before this. Then went from the outside to the left, came all the way back and found Jerry Rice way over on the outside of the right. That is using the whole width of the
49ers. Rice has caught 6 passes now. Hammers into Ram. Stewart brings him down. Montana to Terrence Flagler. Flagler to about the 24, tripped up by Washington. 12-yard gain. That's the 49ers' 28th first down, which is a record in postseason play.
Terrence Flagler has been somewhat frustrated because he wants to play more, and he's a good player. He was a #1 draft choice, but how can you play more when you have Roger Craig and Tom Rathman? Who do you take out?
Who do you sit down?
Put Terrence Flagler in.
First down, 49ers at the Ram 23. Rathman and Flagler now the two runners. This is Terrence Flagler. Almost beheaded by Michael Stewart.
Hey, that's what you do. When they start running, you get your 8-man front. The way you get an 8-man front is by putting your safety up there. So you have your 7 front guys plus your safety. And that's what Michael Stewart is. That's like giving you another linebacker. And when you can't stop the run, you bring your safety up there. Now you got 8. Now they can't run anymore.
Second down and about 14. 49ers at the Ram 27. Already lead 27-3. And now there are just 8 minutes left to play. To about the 14. Again stopped by Stewart.
You know, it's getting to be a big thing, Pat, in his footballs. Now they have the screens at the stadiums, so now the players are starting to watch the replay on the screens. Whack, but watch when his head hits the turf.
And he landed on top of the ball also. The last play. And now seems okay. But he took up a lot of turf.
That's a shot of a football player.
Flagler cuts inside one block. Has got a first down. Inside the 10.
Joe Montana's going up to break up a fight. I can't believe it. They're starting a fight between 2 linemen, and Montana runs up there and get in the middle of it. A lot of people don't even think Montana should be in the game now, 27-3. Although I believe you should. I believe you have a game. It's a championship game. There's only one way to play. You don't worry about getting guys hurt. You go out and play it, and you finish it off.
Montana has had some day. 26 out of 30. 262 yards, 2 touchdowns. Doesn't get much better. First and goal at the 8. Flagler again. To about the 4. Taken down by Stewart. Gain of 3.
I think once you're going to the Super Bowl and you know that, you want to play. Once you've worked hard all day to get the other team in this position, you want to be in there. You want to stay in there. You got 2 weeks between now and the Super Bowl. And football to great players is always fun. But when you get in this situation, I'll guarantee it's the most fun.
It's the NFC Championship game with the 49ers, the Super Bowl champions, trying to repeat. The 1 stopped by Alvin Wright. By the way, they set a new attendance record here today. Here at Candlestick, 64,769. The winner to play Denver.
Listen, I don't know that this isn't one of the best 49er teams. I don't know. As I watch this team, this 49er team, and what they've done today to the Rams, what they did last week to the Minnesota Vikings, I don't know that this isn't one of the best teams ever.
Oh, I agree with you. They've got so many weapons. Flagler. Take it down behind the line by Brett Bernier. The field goal unit for the 49ers heads on the field. 27-3 they lead. 25 yards away. Cofer's kick is good, but I think the Rams were offside. It would still be 4th down.
Say it's against the Rams. I'm sure that Coach George Seifert isn't going to take the points off the board at this point. Joe Montez is going to ask, you want the field goal or not? I'm sure George Seifert will take the field goal. Back in. Say they couldn't get a first down anyway.
Offside, defense, left side of the line, penalty is declined, field goal is good, timeout.
And so with 5 minutes and 38 seconds left to play.
Boy, those types of things, he helped get this team back to where they are.
This will be Del Pino from the 4-yard line. Steve Hendrickson. Stop Del Pino. There's George Seifert. What a job he's done in his first year.
Well, you know, he'll be, the third first-year coach to ever go to a Super Bowl. Only one time as a first-year coach won a Super Bowl. It was Don McCafferty when he was at Baltimore. Oh, look at this. Winning his first-year coaches. The only thing is, Seifert's going to a Super Bowl. Red Miller went to a Super Bowl. The second guy didn't.
Ellard, flag on the play. Ellard's pass from Everett. Chet Brooks brought him down. Flag on the play. Super Bowl coaches in their first year. Don McCafferty.
Pass interference. 84, offense, first down.
When they beat the Dallas Cowboys on the field goal by Jim O'Brien.
And then Red Miller went, of course, that was when Denver, as a coach of Denver, and they lost to Dallas. There's some happy guys. I mean, you see that Roger Craig down there in Rathbun? They look like two guys who have really been through a good old-fashioned football game. You know, not one of these things they play in domes or in sushi bars, but I mean a real old-fashioned hitting and stuff game.
1st and 20. Everett. Buford McGee was the intended receiver. Heat was put on by Larry Roberts.
We were talking to Jackie Slater last night about Larry Roberts, and he said he's put on like 20 or 25 pounds of all muscle. He said that's all muscle, and he's gotten to be a lot stronger guy and a lot better power rusher. I don't know that that's all muscle.
I don't know if I buy that entirely. Holohan, after a gain of 4, paid the price, hit by McKyer.
There's Jerry Rice. It looks like that eye's okay. That was giving him problems early.
A happy face, I know that. 3rd down. Eric Davis. Chet Brooks back there with Flipper Anderson. It's incomplete.
There's a guy, George Seifert was saying maybe the most improved guy in the team is Chet Brooks. There's a guy like having another linebacker out there. He loves to hit. I think Chet Brooks is going to be in the All-Madden team. Guy there was last year. Wallace was on the All-Madden team a year ago.
I think one of the rules that a lot of people don't understand about the All-Madden team is that you have to have seen them during the course of the year. Almost blocked. Maybe deflected.
Look at Chet Brooks. He's there. He's talking about Jeff Fuller. He wears Jeff Fuller's name on his thing. Jeff Fuller was the guy that he replaced. Who was the strong safety.
Back to the All-Madden team. When is it going to be announced?
Well, the thing is, it's going to be announced next week, but see, we scratched out this last week. Now we got to get rid of this. It's just the 6-1. You know, it shouldn't be annual. We don't know what. Just 6-1 next Sunday right here. We ought to have all that stuff, all that data we put in the computer ought to be regurgitated.
We'll be in New Orleans. New quarterback for the 49ers. Young, new backs, Flagler. Can't quite get around the corner. Stopped by Leroy Irvin. Picked up 3. The coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS is Charles H. Milton III. This game produced by Bob Stinner, directed by Sandy Grossman. The NFL Today produced by Eric Mann, directed by Duke Strutt. Senior producer David Winter, and the executive producer of CBS Sports, Ted Shaker. Second down for the 49ers. 3.5 minutes left to play. They lead 30-3. Flagler again with nothing there.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Yep, see you in New Orleans. You know, it was interesting. We did a thing on the 49ers early, and I remember Ronnie Lott saying at that time that what we would like to do is get back to the Super Bowl again, and we'd like to approach this year like the Los Angeles Lakers. I think it was interesting seeing Magic Johnson walk off the field when he didn't say like the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Miami Dolphins. He said, we would like to be the Lakers of the NFL. You know, say you're going to win it again. Say you're going. Don't be afraid to say it.
Here's Young back to throw. Jamie Williams made the catch. Stopped by Mel Owens. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Francisco 49ers and the National Football League is prohibited. There's Eddie DeBartolo.
He looks like he's giving out towels. I mean, the more things you can do as an owner, the better you are. The longer you're going to stay around, you don't have to hire guys. Eddie's there handing out towels for the guys when they come in. That's good.
A 2-minute warning. In the NFC Championship game at Candlestick with the 49ers ahead 30-3.
This is a partnership here, remember?
Overheard at the Two of Diamonds.
We don't see private investigators anymore. We can get into some decent sideline like horse racing.
Forget it.
Our heroes on the job.
Nice guy.
I hope the director doesn't want another take.
What the client said.
Rat, 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 rat.
Sleuths with style.
I can't wear this dress. I haven't got the right earrings.
Global's got diamonds. Thursdays at 10.
If you stripped Ford Taurus of all its awards, erased all the glowing reviews, and introduced it today, it would still be ahead of its time.
Come on in, set yourself down. I know what you've got in mind. Yeah. Tall, cold, clean, crisp. Am I getting close? Yeah, that's it. A long-neck bud, a genuine long-neck bud, and the best part is, this bud's for you.
John, you'll be cruising to New Orleans.
Yep, I'm starting out Tuesday. Pew! Just like that. The Broncos, they'll be going, and then the 49ers will be going. Everything's right. It's a Super Bowl. It's in New Orleans. It's January 28th. The only thing is, it's a full day of football, and it's going to start at 3 p.m. I'll tell you, that is something we look forward to all year.
And it's all going to be on CBS.
Everyone goes, they want to get to the Super Bowl, be in the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, and this is it in 2 weeks.
Leroy Irvin will let the ball bounce in front of him. And the Rams have one more chance, perhaps. With 1 minute and 51 seconds remaining, they'll take over there. I think the Rams just finally ran out of gas.
They did, and they were valiant. I mean, they did it the tough way. They went back and beat New England, and they went back and they beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia, and they beat the Giants in New York in an overtime game. And then at some point, you just don't have that much gas in your tank. But the other thing is, they ran into a team with red jerseys that could be one of the all-time great teams.
Cleveland Gary loses the handle. The ball belongs to the Rams.
Well, he hit the official there, number 103. He ran into him. This is frustration now. That was Duval Love, number 67. He was just going to get someone. See, Cleveland Gary, though, ran into the umpire. Watch the umpire back there in the black hat right there. He's trying to get out of the way. It looked like the umpire knocked the ball out of Gary's hands.
Henry Ellard made the recovery. Uh-oh.
Oh, Seifert's getting the old bucket trick. Bubba Primus.
Yet?
No, he doesn't know it. He won't. He's a puncher. Oh, they got him.
Don't forget to stick with us for the post-game show. Interviews in both locker rooms.
And they're going to interview a wet winning coach.
Dan Reeves will be live from Denver. And all the NFC Championship Trophy presentation. Is this any fun?
There's no more fun than rolling in the mud. I'll guarantee if you're a football player, you've been out there pounding all day, then you can roll in the mud. You can't beat it.
Pass intended for Ellard, incomplete. 30-3. 49ers. Clock stop with 23 seconds remaining.
You know what's more fun than rolling in the mud, Pat, is sliding in it. Like if you can get a good run and dive and slide, that's more fun. Hey, it hasn't been a fun day for Jim ever. You know, we talked about streaks and getting in sync, and he just never got in sync and got one of those streaks going.
Hatcher's punt sails out of bounds. The 49ers have 18 seconds.
There it is. Isn't that something, though? The only team the 49ers have not defeated in the 1980s are the Denver Broncos. That's the least of the 49ers' worries right now. Bert saying, I'm going back to a Super Bowl.
And the Super Bowl he went to was, of course, as a member of the Giants. And they beat Denver.
George Seifert, he's not watching the end of this game. He's going and starting the celebration.
Steve Young will just kneel. That will do it for the 49ers. San Francisco 49ers 30. The Rams 3. Stay tuned next for the NFL Today postgame show, where we'll hear from both locker rooms and have the NFC Championship trophy presentation. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.
That's what I call fine entertainment, right?
Yeah, it's great.
Hi, I'm Larry Mann. And when the curtain goes up on this year's Variety Club Start Time Telethon, Jeremy Kirsten and I will be there with a host of some of the finest entertainers in the world. Why don't you tune in and lend us your support? Help Ontario kids with special needs.
The Variety Club Telethon, February 3rd and 4th on Global.
Come on in, set yourself down. I know what you've got in mind. Yeah. Tall, cold, clean, crisp. Am I getting close? Yeah, that's it. A long-neck bud, a genuine long-neck bud, and the best part is, this bud's for you.
It's time for lobster and shrimp combos at Red Lobster. Now, lobster and shrimp served in 8 delicious ways. Even a kids combo just $2.95 for a limited time only.
Red Lobster for the people loving you.
Red Lobster presents Party Platters to Go. Before the big game, pick up platters of shrimp and crab claws ready to go in 1 hour. Great for any party, anytime.
Red Lobster for the people loving you.
It's always satisfying to know that you fixed a problem which other people weren't able to do.
Neil Simpson is a tune-up specialist for Goodyear.
And letting them know exactly what's going on with their car, because this day and age the cars are so complicated that most of the customers don't have a clue what's wrong with their car, just that it isn't working properly. And we want to be able to let them know what the problem is without giving them double talk.
The Goodyear Diagnostic Tune-Up. Signed, sealed, and certified by Goodyear.
Play, score, and win at all A&P and Dominion stores. You could win one of 26 trips for 4 to Orlando, Florida, home of Walt Disney World Resort, courtesy of Canadian Holidays, a world of vacations. Or win this color TV from Emerson, a Skill Home Workshop, a 35mm camera from Fuji, or this car phone from Cantel. Be sure to watch Global Television for exciting Leaf Hockey and play, score, and win at all A&P and Dominion stores today. You could be our next big winner.
What's the matter with you? I mean, you act like you're in a fog or something. You do? You still having that exhaust problem with your van?
Craig T. Nelson is coach, Monday on Global.
Another classic performance by the San Francisco 49ers, and they head back to the Super Bowl. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. We should pass along some basic information. First of all, the Super Bowl in 2 weeks down in New Orleans. And the San Francisco 49ers have been established, according to Danny Sheridan, who will have the story of the USA tomorrow, as a 10-point favorite over the Denver Broncos. And why not, I guess. Let's bring in Mike Ditka and Dick Butkus now. And, Mike, I'll tell you, this was an old-fashioned beating that the 49ers handed out here today.
You know, we said earlier, Brent, that they were the best team in football, and I think they truly proved that today. Again, it's very easy to give all the praise to the offense, and their offense played an outstanding game, but the defense is what made it all happen early in the game when they kept the Rams out of the end zone, made them settle for 3, and then they just took the football game away from them after that. But I tell you what, as far as the 10-point spread is concerned, the Broncos are going to do darn well. Dan's going to have them ready to play.
Nick, were you surprised at how the Rams sort of came up flat here this afternoon?
Well, you know, we talked earlier about stopping the running game and not allow Montana to maintain possession because he's so skilled at finding people open. And that's what they just kept on running to their left, Rams' right side. And I think Mike was mentioning earlier that the outside receiver would come down and seal off, and they wanted
Irwin to make the tackles, and he wasn't doing it.
Well, you know, Mike, you said early that the guy who was going to set the tone was Ronnie Lott, and he had another sensational big game for him.
Well, I think he's the best safety I've ever seen, Brent. I said that, and I like the way he plays. He seems to get everybody up to play football, and that's what this game's all about. If you can't play this game with emotion, don't show up.
All right. We're going to be right back, and more of our post-game show. We're going to go inside the winner's locker room, and we'll continue live in just a moment.
Rub A535. Fast, penetrating relief for sore, aching muscles.
A535.
Sometimes it's easy to get carried away. Until suddenly you find yourself out of control. So before things go too far, use Trojan condoms to help reduce the risk.
We don't want to knock the competition.
No.
This friendly tap on the shoulder is just our way of saying, come on, Duracell, what makes you think you're the only one that lasts?
Yeah.
You know as well as we do, nothing lasts longer than Energizer.
Start your Energizer. Because you could win one of 5 1990 Ford Probes. Send us proof of purchase from any Energizer pack. We'll even give you up to a $4 refund on specially marked packs. So pick up some Energizers. You could drive home a winner.
I'm a birdman. Know what I am? I'm a birdman. I'm a birdman. Know what I am? I'm a birdman. And from one birdman to another, this bird's for you.
So the San Francisco 49ers head to their 4th Super Bowl since 1981 with another classic performance here. And Joe Montana now has gone 2 years and 5 playoff games without throwing a single interception. Let's go inside the winner's locker room, and here's Irv Cross. Irv?
Brent, nothing but smiles here, and you can imagine why. But let's get the business out of the way first to present the George S. Hallis Trophy to the newly crowned National Football Conference champions. We have Virginia Hallis McCaskey here and her husband, Ed.
This is the 6th presentation of the George Hallis Trophy. It's the 3rd presentation to the San Francisco 49ers, and the first presentation to your rookie coach, George Seifert. Congratulations to all of you, and you especially, Eddie, on your fine organization and all your wonderful players. Good luck in 2 weeks.
Hey. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mrs. McCaskey. Thank you, Ed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This belongs to George and the team. Guys, you deserve it.
Eddie, everybody, of course, talks about back-to-back Super Bowls. You know, the Pittsburgh Steelers did it in '79 and '80. Your hopes, I guess, are to do it again.
Our hopes are just to play the type of game we can play, Irv, and these guys are capable of a lot of good things. I'm just really proud of the team.
I know you're highly superstitious. Did you have any kind of good luck charms hanging around you today?
George. he was the best luck charm I could have.
Well,
and the team.
Thank you, Irv. Coach. Coach, to step in here, and congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Rookie head coach, winning your first conference championship on your way to the Super Bowl.
Well, we're excited. Well, we do. We've got an excellent football team. They played their hearts out against a very, very fine Ram team, and we're just prouder than heck of our players, and we're looking forward to the next ball game.
Well, Coach, you know, you're the first head coach of the San Francisco 49ers, who's a San Francisco native. Does winning here mean a little bit more to you, perhaps, than some other coaches?
I don't know if it means any more, but it certainly is sweet. There's no question about it. I'm sure it means a great deal to these players and to the rest of the coaches in our organization. I'm just proud to be part of it.
Well, again, the big question, back-to-back repeats in the Super Bowl. You had a lot of changes on the staff here. You're the new head coach. Bill Wall stepped down. The burden's on your shoulders now.
Well, the burden's on all of us, and we accept that, and we look forward to it.
All right, coaches, hang in here with us in just a few minutes. We're going to have Brent Musburger come back to us after we get a hold of somebody in Denver who wants to talk to you. Brent?
All right, Irv, thank you very much. And let us bring in live the head coach of the Denver Broncos, Dan Reeves. Dan, congratulations on your victory today. You had to get yourself a little shooting match, didn't you, in that game?
Well, we did, Dick, and it was not something that was expected by me. I thought it was going to be a very tough defensive ball game, and, you know, it ended up being a big scoring match. But when John Elway makes the type of plays that he made today, anything's possible. And I just thought it was a great team effort on our part because there was a lot of turning points. Momentum switched several times in the game. We're just glad to have the opportunity to go back and represent the American Football Conference.
Dan, I don't think too many football men really envy you in a couple of weeks. If George Seifert has a headset on inside that locker room, here's your chance, Dan. You're a 10-point underdog. Anything you want to ask Coach Seifert after that marvelous victory by the 49ers?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to congratulate George. What he's done this year is really amazing. He had a great football team, but to repeat is something that hasn't been easy to do in the National Football League through the years. And my congratulations to George. They've done a super job, and it's not very often that the two best teams during the regular season end up in the Super Bowl, and we had the best record, and they had the best record in the NFC, and so it's come down to a matchup, and we will show up.
George, your thoughts about the Denver Broncos and Coach Reeves?
Well, again, just as Dan said, we'd like to congratulate Denver. I mean, they've been a great football team. We've had a heck of a rivalry with Denver over the years, despite the fact that we're not in the same league with them. And with John Elway and their fine offense and the defense, the way they're playing right now, I'm sure that we'll have our hands full in the ball game. Should be a great football game with the style of both of our teams. And we'd like to congratulate Denver because we know they had to beat a tough team, just as we had to beat a tough team today to get to this point.
Danny, let me ask you a question about the burden of the Broncos never having won a Super Bowl. How much pressure will the team feel now in getting ready for this one against San Francisco?
Well, you know, certainly there's been a lot made out of the fact that we've lost 3 Super Bowls in Denver, and I haven't seen any of those fans that people keep talking about that don't want to go back and be embarrassed in the Super Bowl. I can promise you this, Dick, we will have, I think, a very good football team coming to play the 49ers. We've had some success against the 49ers over the last few years, and it's a tremendous challenge. I didn't see any weaknesses in watching the game today. They completely dominated both the Vikings and the Rams, and those are 2 great teams. So we got our work cut out for us, but we got 2 weeks to get ready for them, and we'll be ready once the Super Bowl rolls around.
All right, so congratulations to both coaches, and we'll see them in a couple of weeks down in New Orleans, and we'll come back in just a moment.
Gillette, we never forget that the business we're really in is understanding men, knowing what it means for a man to look, feel, and be his best. On January 28th, Gillette will introduce Sensor and change the way you shave forever.
Listen, Harold, if this doesn't get to Toronto by 10:30, we're going to lose our shirts.
Next time, send it Federal Express.
We worked our tails off on this one, Hargrave. This doesn't get to Calgary by 10:30, we'll be canned.
Next time, send it Federal Express.
The Mutual Group welcomes the 1990s.
A bright new decade with lots of chances for growth. A time when fresh ideas in financial services present new opportunities.
Recognizing those opportunities and finding the right financial footing. That's the challenge of the 90s. And with the Mutual Group on your side, you won't be facing that challenge alone. The Mutual Group, facing tomorrow together.
I talked to her if I thought I would do any good, but she doesn't believe me. She hates me.
She thinks I betrayed her. She just thinks you're an idiot.
Craig T. Nelson is the coach, 8:30 Monday on Global.
Cliff is leaving right now. He'll drive you home.
Yeah, I've just ordered a beer there, Carl. Sorry.
All right, hit the spot.
Cheers. Global's got it. Thursday at 9.
Early evening shot of Candlestick Park. Let's go inside now and hear from some of the 49ers, and here's Irv.
Well, when you talk about the 49ers, of course, you talk about the Montana to Rice combination. Jerry, come on, get in here. But, Joe, right off the bat, you've just been red hot all season and continued right through the playoffs.
Well, you know, the big thing there for us offensively was they were trying to take our underneath game away, so they were dropping a lot of people under the zones, and we just had to be a little choosy about where we were throwing the ball, and guys were finding holes for you, and I had plenty of time to throw the ball again this week, and, you know, a lot of credit has to go to those guys up front. They did it again.
You spread the ball around a lot. Jerry Rice, of course, made his normal catch, I guess, quarter, but you also hit Brent Jones on a touchdown pass.
Well, I think they blew a coverage there. They were... looked like they were going to go into two deep zone, and then they rolled on both sides, and nobody covered him. Usually they run a backer with him down there, and they just let him go.
I'd like to see that now, I guess, right? You know, Jerry, early in the game, you went out of the game with an injury to your eye. What happened?
Well, really, I got a hand across the face, and I lost my vision for a little while, but I kept working and got my way back into the football game.
Well, Joe, you've seen quite a bit of the Denver Broncos. What do you think of their defense?
Well, you know, actually, I haven't seen much of them. You know, we don't get a lot of their games out this way, unfortunately, and when we do, we're usually playing at that time. So, you know, we really haven't seen much about them and heard a lot about them. You know, but you know, we'll get a good look at them in the next few weeks.
All right, indeed you will. Congratulations to both of you guys. See you at the Super Bowl.
All right.
Brent.
All right, Irv, thank you. Cute little story out of Las Vegas. The first bet, $100,000 on the 49ers. It's gone up to 10.5. And we'll come back in just a moment.
Play, score, and win at all A&P and Dominion stores. You could win one of 26 trips for 4 to Orlando, Florida, home of Walt Disney World Resort, courtesy of Canadian Holidays, a world of vacations. Or win this color TV from Emerson, a Skill Home Workshop, a 35mm camera from Fuji, or this car phone from Cantel. Be sure to watch Global Television for exciting Leaf Hockey and play, score, and win at all A&P and Dominion stores today. You can be our next big winner.
Now Flames take the lead. Gary Roberts one-hands the puck, and the rebound goes right to Doug Gilmore, his 14th, 2-1 for the Flames. Flames get another on the power play. Blues can't clear it. Brian McClellan with the wraparound. 3-1 for Calgary. Flames get another same period. Gary Roberts feeds Holy Makarov, and yikes, it's 4-1. Calgary over St. Louis. Blues get that one back. Steve Tuttle scores there, 4-2 after 2 for Calgary. Flames go on to win it by a score of 5-2. Oh, is that Don Cherry's buddy, Brian McClellan? Yes, he got 2 goals tonight. Sorry, Grapes. Suter, Gilmore, and Makarov also scored for the Flames. Peter Zezel and Steve Tuttle for St. Louis. And the coaster comes to us from Wayne's World, the Great Western Forum struggling Kings against the Buffalo Sabres. As you might imagine, it's still happening, so let's take a look at the early stuff right here. Sabres with a good chance in the power play. Phil Housley shot from the point is stopped. Rebound to Andrechek. Rudy with a big save, and it's still scoreless. Now, Kings open the scoring in this play. Gretzky on the far side feeds Steve Duchesne, who I just traded in the pool tonight. Lets one go. Darren Pupil lets a softie in. Kings led it 1-0 after 1. It's now in the second, and Buffalo has now taken the lead 2-1. So you can add to the Duchesne goal for the Kings, 2 for Buffalo, McGillney and Housley, and that's the way it is. 2-1 Buffalo over LA. That's early in the second. Still to come today from Sportsline, Don Martin profiles Maple Leaf Jeff Reese. Stay with us.
You've got to see it. The Brick's gigantic full-color 20-page value pack special catalog. The most incredible offer ever. Because of the Brick, you don't pay till June. No down payments, no monthly payments, no interest, no minimum purchase. Do not pay till June on all home furnishings at the Brick. Take the King Coil Back Relief or the Series Celebration. Your choice. All sizes on sale. Save up to $200. Take the twin each piece sale price just $148. There's more. It's all yours. Only at the Brick.
Welcome to a new decade, the 90s, and to celebrate, McDonald's has an unbelievable deal. A Big Mac for just 90 cents. Just 90 cents when you buy large fries and a medium soft drink. It's the 90s, so celebrate. With McDonald's Big Mac, just 90 cents when you buy large fries and a medium soft drink. But hurry, because after January 21st, 1990, this deal's gone.
The Guaranteed Rebate from Chrysler Canada. $1,000 cash back on Dodge Caravan and Plymouth Voyager. They have never been on sale before and may never be again. and $1,000 cash back on rugged Jeep Cherokee and Wagoneer Limited. If the rebate increases during the 1990 model year, you'll get a check for the difference. No other car company has ever done that. The guaranteed rebate from Chrysler Canada.
Hey, I used to change your diapers. Talk. Sometimes I just don't feel fresh, even after a shower. Sounds like it's time for Massengill.
Massengill Vinegar and Water Douche, recommended by doctors.
Thanks, Mom.
Massengill, trusted for freshness that lasts.
How are you feeling? I have a miserable cold, and my throat is really sore.
I'll get the Sucrets Vapor Action. Try Sucrets Vapor Action with basic pain-relieving medicine for fast, effective relief of sore throats due to colds.
That's better. Much better.
Welcome back. When the season started, the Leafs looked very solid in goal. Bester and Reese were on the roster, Mark LaForest waiting in the wings. Well, Reese fell out of the picture abruptly, and LaForest filled the gap. Now it's the other way around, with LaForest yanked out of the lineup due to an injury. Suddenly, Jeff Reese is back. More now from Don Martin.
Maybe the Leafs have found the answer. The shooter-tooter doesn't cost as much and has only 5 holes. Leaf goaltending, on the other hand, has been considerably more porous this season, and Jeff Reese was part of the problem. Bombed for 9 goals in his first start against Chicago, sent to Newmarket where he broke his kneecap the first day down, only to return 3 months later to pick up his first win of the season in relief of Alan Bester against those same Chicago Blackhawks.
It was a long road back. I had 6 weeks to think things over. I really wondered if I ever would get back, but I'm back now and excited about playing the game again.
Of course, playing goal for the Leafs, especially this season, means Reese will have a mighty big net to fill. But Coach Doug Carpenter feels he's worked hard enough to earn the chance.
It was a tough situation for Jeff Reese because he had done so well last year, and I'm sure he was looking forward to doing very well this year. Unfortunately, with the bad start and then the broken kneecap, but who knows, sometimes things that take the hardest and the longest turn out to be the best, and maybe that would be the best thing for Jeff Reese.
Dropping out of sight for a while may have helped. During the time off, Reese developed a highly evolved, highly complex philosophy of goaltending.
Well, just getting away. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as you get in front of it. I'm not exactly cat-like quick, so I have to just stand up and play the angles. That's the way I used to play when I was younger, and I think what I'm going to really concentrate on now is to stand up a lot more, and hopefully the puck will just hit me.
And it strikes Reese now that he may be part of the solution, that he may be able to help the Leafs the way he did last season, going undefeated against the Stanley Cup champion Calgary Flames.
Jeff Reese.
Well, certainly, it's been done in the past. Guys have come in. I mean, you look at Ken Dryden when he came into the playoffs, and certainly the goalie helps. I mean, a goalie can make a difference, and hopefully that I would certainly like to make a difference. But as long as we're winning and rolling along, then I'll be happy.
Don Martin for Sportsline.
Trade in the NHL today. The Bruins and Flyers have swapped veteran centers. Dave Poulin goes to Boston. Ken Linsman back to the Flyers. He started his career there 11 years ago. Earlier today, Dave Poulin was asked about this trade.
Were there any indications in your mind that you might be one of the changes based on when they made Sutter the team captain?
I thought at that time that it was a first step. I felt that, the timing of that whole thing seemed a little strange to me. And in my own mind, yes, at that time, I thought that it was a first step towards something.
When did you feel something might happen? I mean, I suppose it's
3 o'clock today, Billy, to be honest with you.
I thought the top of this afternoon, nothing was in the wind.
I found out today at 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's the first I heard about it.
Are you bitter at all? Disappointed?
No, I've had a pretty great run here. I think my career has been very smooth and it's had a lot of highlights, and obviously I'm very disappointed.
What's the future now for you in terms of hockey, not just in terms of the Bruins?
I really don't have any idea. I'm going to sit down tonight with my wife and I will go over all my options, and I've tried to keep all my options open along the way, and I think that's going to be in my best interest right now.
As of right now, do you intend to play for the Bruins?
I'm going to evaluate everything tonight. I mean, I will evaluate it. Sure, I'm a hockey player. I'm going to go over everything tonight.
Still to come today from Sportsline, plenty of baseball news, Australian tennis results, and the night that was in the NBA. Stay with us.
I always said if I got my own show, there was one thing I wanted to do on television.
Well, it's a super big boogie on a TV Wonderland. Super day boogie.
boogie. Hey, hey, it's Super Day boogie. Oh, it's the crash and burn boogie. Hey, hey, it's Super Day boogie. Hey, hey, look out.
I just want to continue to look somewhat like a human being.
Look out! Ooh!
Super Dave. Super Dave. Are you all right?
Global's got the Super Dave Osborne Show, Wednesdays at 10:30.
Know what I am? I'm a birdman. A birdman. Know what I am? I'm a birdman. And from one birdman to another, this bird's for you.
The Guaranteed Rebate from Chrysler Canada. $1,000 cash back on Dodge Caravan and Plymouth Voyager. They have never been on sale before and may never be again. And $1,000 cash back on rugged Jeep Cherokee and Wagoneer Limited. If the rebate increases during the 1990 model year, you'll get a check for the difference. No other car company has ever done that. The Guaranteed Rebate from Chrysler Canada.
The time I spend at work is important to me, but so is the quality time I want to spend with my family and friends, even when I have cold symptoms, like nasal congestion. That's why I count on Sudafed. It gives me fast relief and lets me stay alert.
When you want to keep going, Sudafed has an effective decongestant that relieves your stuffy nose, so you can get on with your busy day and your quality time. Sudafed, fast relief that lets you stay alert.
Welcome back. There is some discrepancy about the status of Blue Jay Glenn Allen Hill. Hill and his agent claim the Jays did not send a contract out by the December deadline. Jays say they did. It went to an old address, and when they learned of Hill's move, they fired one off to the new address. This issue may go to arbitration. As for a couple of signings today, Philadelphia signed Roger McDowell to a 3-year contract, and here's the head scratcher of the night. As you know, Cecil Fielder signed with Detroit yesterday for 2 years and $3 million. Today, the Giants re-signed National League MVP Kevin Mitchell. It's only for a year, and I never thought these words would be said, but only for $2 million. Now, before you feel sorry in this day of $3 million, remember, he made only $500,000 last year, so he gets a raise of $1.5 million. How'd you like to walk home with that news? Hey, honey, got a raise of $1.5 million. Yeah, dream on. In football, Neil Lomax is retired from the Phoenix Cardinals. And let's go over the latest scores from the Australian Tennis Open as we first consider what the Canadians did in the last 24 hours. Andrew Schneider wins. Let's see here. He wins 7-6, 6-7, 6-3, and 7-6. Martin Wolstenholme wins as well. Grant Connell not so lucky. He goes out. On the ladies' side, later, well, actually last night now, Helen Kelsey wins 6-2, 6-3. Jill Hetherington loses. Now, as far as the top seeds advancing, Becker, Edberg, McEnroe, Krickstein, Wielander, Gomez, Chesnikov, Noah, Muster, and Mature all win. And the only losers so far is Steve on the ladies' side. Sabatini, Garrison, Sikova, Novotna, and Fernandez wins. So do Mandlikova, Kelesi's, Vareva, Fernandez, and Paulus. And Savchenko is the only loser so far of the notables. Big news for lowly NFL teams. Linebacker Keith McCants out of Alabama will take part in this year's draft. He has decided against going back to school for family reasons and could go first overall. His decision was announced today, and it was an emotional thought process for him.
I truly believe that it's time for me to move on and pursue my future goal. I'm very excited about the challenge. Although I made a commitment to my mother that I will return back to school after the first year of NFL. And finally, just want everybody to know I'm not doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing it because I have to. Thank you.
On to the NBA now. First up to the Mecca in Milwaukee, Sidney Moncrief under the spotlight tonight. He got the ultimate honor tonight. It's what every pro athlete would like, and that's a spot under the old spotlight here, getting introduced after you've retired and getting the sweater retired that you played. And there's Don Nelson, his former coach, who is now with the visiting Warriors who are on hand tonight. And the number 4 jersey gets hoisted among the rafters at the Milwaukee Mecca and will be retired. Great moment for him. On to the action now. Talk about a humorous moment. Terry Teagle takes the baseline shot, and it doesn't do anything. Freeze, don't anybody move. Yeah, you'll see that again, sure. Buck sharp early. Jeff Grayer inside to Fred Roberts for the easy 2 off the glass. That one moved. Bucks in the offense again. Jeff Grayer to Alvin Robertson makes a nice fake, drives baseline, lays one up and in. And the Warriors actually did something here. They're on offense. Terry Teagle with the ball stops and puts in the jumper. And the bottom line is Milwaukee wins it. And Sidney Moncrief-Nadeau actually is still going on. It's in the fourth quarter. Things are delayed because they had to dust that sweater off. 193. That's the way it stands now. In the third, Clippers 54-48. Again in the third, Sacramento 52-48. And again in the third, Portland 68-55. All right, still to come tonight from Sportsline, our trivia answer and a scoreboard update, so stay with us. Sportsline trivia. Who was the first head coach of the Washington Capitals? Jimmy Anderson, 74-75, which of course was their first season, lasted 54 games. His record is scintillating 4-45-5 for 13 points, replaced by Red Sullivan, who got a migraine his first day on the job. Bill Papadimitos is our winner tonight, all the way from Downsview. Here's what the biller gets from Sportsline.
Tonight's prize on Sportsline, dazzling, different, awesome. LA Gear's patented air system ensures stability and enhances proper transmission of energy in all activities. On or off the court, LA Gear's performance fashion footwear. Promotional fees paid by Don Cherry's Grapevine, with locations throughout Ontario. In Mississauga, you will find next to Square One at 201 City Center Drive. Come out and join the fun.
Your GM dealer is starting the year off at an incredible rate, 10.9% no-limit financing.
It's the best way to get more car for your money.
Now get 10.9% no-limit financing for up to 48 months. That's 4 years on a wide selection of his most popular new cars and light-duty trucks in stock. Or on the same models, choose to make no down payment, no monthly payments, and pay no interest for 90 days. 10.9% financing for up to 4 years from your GM dealer.
I have your best interest.